Hi guys, and welcome back to a new video. In today's video, I will explain how you can get the new legendary weapon from Fyrakk in Amir Drasil, and this is Fyr'alath the Dreamrender. So in order to get this item, you will need first to get an item from Fyrakk, and then after that you will have to complete different quests in order to finally get the legendary weapon. And so what I'm going to do in today's video is just go through all the different quests and explain exactly what are all the different steps and how you can manage to get this weapon. One important thing to notice is of course the fact that this is only for warrior, paladins, and death knights. So just a quick disclaimer, in order to make this video, I didn't complete the quest myself simply because it's way too early for me to do it. What I've done is I simply used the different bots from Mires with the Death Knight from Echo who managed to get the weapon first. And next to that, I also use the WoW guide that they did based on everything that Mires went through. So this is really how I've been able to put together this video. So the first thing you want to do, and this is really the first step, is to simply get the weapon from Fyrakk. So here it means that you will have to kill Fyrakk, and as you can see, you will get this weapon. So then all you have to do is to equip it, and here it will basically tell you that you are not prepared to equip this weapon, and then it will start a quest. So this is something that you can get from any difficulty. Of course, in LFR, it's going to be way more difficult than, for instance, in Heroic or Mythic. In Mythic, it will be a group loot, when in Heroic and Normal and LFR, it will be a personal loot. Also, Blizzard decided to make sure that if you are not really lucky, you will still be able to get at some point this legendary weapon. So basically, as you can see, when you are doing some of the different bosses in Amir Drasil and especially Fyrakk, you will receive some of the lesser ember of Fyr'alath, again from all the different bosses before Fyrakk, and then some of the greater ember of Fyr'alath. And like that, you can use them and it will increase your chance at getting the weapon next time you're killing Fyrakk. So this is a good way for you to make sure that, again, if you are really unlucky, at some point you manage to get this weapon. So then when you accept the quest, the Shadow Flame Axe, you will have to go in the Azerothian archives and to talk to Eadweard Dalyngrigge. So as you can see, basically you have to go exactly here in Taldrazus, and it's really close to the Algetar Academy. When you're talking with Eadweard, basically he will give you another quest called Handling It. And next to that, you will also be able to get 3 more quests from this flying book. The first one is the Symbiotic Glowspore Grip. Then you have the concentrated Sophic Vellum, and then the Rune of Shadowbinding. Then after that, it's pretty simple. You just want to go where the different quest givers are located. So you have 2 in the Unknown Plains. You first have Shalasar Gleamdusk, who is located just here in the Nel'Thuzan runes. She will be giving you another quest, handling it Radiant Flecks of Ash, which is part of the concentrated Sophic Vellum. After that, still in the Unknown Plains, you want to go and talk with Erdon, with a center that is located at the east of the Mountain View post just here, and he will be giving you another quest called handling it Shadowed Dreamleaves. Finally, you will have to go in the Azure Span, and here you will have to go in the Azure Archives in order to talk to Lidiaria with Trevor, who will give you the next quest, handling it Taut Tethercoil. For the second step, you will have to make your way to the Emerald Dream, and this is probably going to be the longest part of this entire quest line, simply because you will have to complete different type of things and get different type of materials, and some of them, as you will see, can take quite a little bit of time to get. So the first thing you want to do, and here it's pretty straightforward, is simply to kill a lot of the different rares that are in the Emerald Dream. And like that, you will be able each time to collect 1 Taut Tethercoil. So this is something that will help you to progress in the quest for the Rune of Shadowbinding. And as you can see, each time you kill a rare, again, you will receive some of them. So all you have to do is really go around the Emerald Dream, join some groups, kill some of the rares, and you need 50 of these different Taut Tethercoil in order to complete the quest, handling it Taut Tethercoil. After that, you will need to get 20 of the different Radiant Flecks of Ash. And so here, in order to get these different items that will help you to complete the quest entering it Radiant Fleck of Ash, you will simply need to use the Ashen Dosing Rod. As you can see, this is in your quest log, and you want to use it on different pieces of gear that you can get from the Emerald Dream and also from Amir Drasil. So here again, you will each time receive one of them per armor gear, and the easiest way probably to do it if you don't have a lot of them available is to simply go and talk to a vendor that will sell you the Fallen Protector and Guard. So you will need to have Renown 7 with the Dream Wardens. These cost 300 of the Dragon Isle supplies, and each time you will receive one of them. So in total, it will cost you 6,000 of these Dragon Isle supplies in order to get 20 of these different Flecks of Ash. Of course, next to that, by simply killing all the different rares and doing other type of activities, you will probably receive a lot of other items that you can use in order to then get these different Flecks of Ash. Finally, for the last one, the Symbiotic Glowspore Grip, here it will be a little more tricky. Basically, you will need to collect 200 of the Shadowed Dreamleaf, and these will drop from the different activities that will take place in the Super Bloom event. So basically, normally you will receive a Tattered Dreamleaf. This is an item that will be in your bags, and when you use it, it shares the Tattered Dreamleaf with friendly party members, allowing them to assist you in finding more Shadowed Dreamleaf. So basically what it does is that when you're using it with your party members, you will allow them to receive a quest called the Tattered Dreamleaf that will require you to complete different events in the Super Bloom. And when this is done, the person will receive a Restored Dreamleaf. And with this Restored Dreamleaf, you will be able to target the Holder of Fyr'alath. So this is yourself in this scenario. And like that, it will increase the rate at which they earn Shadowed Dreamleaf by 50%. So if you're not doing it like that, unfortunately, you will only receive a few from the last boss and also sometimes from the different bags that you get during the events. But if you're doing it with other party members and they are getting the quest and they are then targeting you and giving you the Restored Dreamleaf, it will increase a lot the number of Shadowed Dreamleaf you will receive. And as you can see, by the end of it, in each of the bags that you receive, you will probably get between 5 to 20 of them each time. So this is something that will probably take a little bit of time. You will have to work with other people in order to make it work properly. And like that, normally at the end, you will be able to receive 200 of these different Shadowed Dreamleafs. So when you're done with these 3 different quests, all you have to do is to go back to the different quest givers. And here, when you complete the 3 quests, you will receive 3 items. The first one is the Prototype Binding Rune for completing the Enonigate Taut Tethercoil. Then after that, you will receive the Prototype Order Vellum for completing the Enonigate Radiant Fleck of Ash. And finally, you will also receive the Prototype Dreamleaf Grip for completing the Shadowed Dreamleaf quest. The third step is going to be pretty straightforward, but will require you to work with some people. So after you complete these different quests, you will receive 3 new quests, and this time they will require you to craft different materials. And in order to craft these different materials, you will need the help of someone with leatherworking, someone with enchanting, and someone with inscription. So as you can see, basically, you will be able to target any players that have these different professions, and then you will allow them for a short period of time to craft the different materials that you need. So here, after that, all you have to do is to go on the crafting order system, and you will have to send a personal order with all the different reagents needed in order to craft these different materials to the different players you're working with. And as you can see, there is a timer. So it means that if, for instance, you're trying to do it with someone and the person is not able to actually complete the order or was trying to trick you, you can just cancel your request and then you will be able half an hour later to find someone else and try it again. So in order to craft the Erden's Dreamleaf Grip with the Prototype Dreamleaf Grip, you will need 400 of the Zarek Glowspores, 3 Obsidian Cobra Skin, 5 Dreaming Essences, and 50 of the Meerslush Hide. Then after that, in order to craft the Shalazar Sophic Vellum, you will need 150 of the Awakened Fire, 100 of the Awakened Earth, 50 Awakened Orders, and 200 Resonant Crystals. And then finally, in order to craft the last Reagents, the Leader's Binding Rune, you will need 10 Shadow Flame Essence, 200 Cosmic Ink, and 50 Rune Reef Bark. So when you get these 3 different items, you can complete these different quests. Again, you just want to go back and talk to the different quest givers. And here, for each of them, you will receive another quest. So each time it will require you to use an item and to basically test it in order to complete the quest. For the first one that will require you to get Leader's Binding Rune, here you will get a quest called To the Test Rune of Shadowbinding, and it's going to be pretty simple. As you can see, you will be able to go in Amir Drasil and you will have to use this little item on each of the 3 first bosses, which are Groundloot, Igira, and also Volkoros. And each time you will be able to be shadow binded with these different bosses, and all you have to do is to kill them without dying, and you will complete each of the requirements. After that, for the other part with the Shalazar Sophic Vellum, you will receive the quest To the Test Concentrated Sophic Vellum. So here, as you can see, all you have to do is to click on the Shalazar Sophic Vellum. It will start to spawn some little lava balls, and then you will have this Awakened Stability buff. So here you will either have to get 10 Awakened Earth, 10 Awakened Frost. It always depends. And when you have the 10 of them, you can click on this buff, and then you will receive the Return Result element, and it will contribute for 5% to the entire bar that you need to complete. So it means that when you're doing it every 5 minutes, it will probably take around 2 hours in order to complete this quest. And it will simply require you to get some of these different awakened elements. Finally, for the last one that is linked to the Dreamleaf, you will be able to get this quest right here To the Test Symbiotic Glowspore Grip. So as you can see, you will be able to first get the quest and another one, Adaptive Cooling Salve. So in order to get this Adaptive Cooling Salve, you will need to get different type of materials. In order to get this, you will need 100 of the different Zarlek Glowspore, 5 Awakened Frost, and 1 Dreaming Essence. And it will help you to not die when using the main item. So as you can see, basically, when you're using the main item, you will just get a lot of damage. And so if you're using the Adaptive Cooling item, you will then be able to survive. If you don't have enough of these different Adaptive Cooling salves, you can also just ask some friends who are healers to help you just heal yourself while you're doing it. And basically, you need to do it 10 times without dying. You can die in between, but 10 times without dying, and like that you will be able to complete the quest. So then basically the last step requires you to use the 3 items you got from these 3 different quests, and like that you will be able to complete the quest handling it. So again, you will have to go back in Taljasus in order to talk with Eadweard in order to get the final quest line. So when you're doing that, you will then be required to work on the quest An Axe Tempered, and you will have to go and talk to Eadweard at the Obsidian Citadel. So when you arrive at the Citadel, you just want to talk to him, and as you can see, you will almost be able to get the axe, but it's still not done yet. So then all you have to do is complete the quest when you click on the forge, and after that you want to talk with Rathian. And here Rathian will tell you that basically you still need to show and demonstrate your dominance over the weapon. And in order to do that and finally get the weapon, you will have to complete the scenario, A Hero's Resolve. So then finally, for this scenario, you just want to complete the different steps, and the final one is to kill the Echo of Fyrakk. So here, as you can see, you will have different type of little mobs that will spawn. All you have to do is to really kill all of them on top of these blue mobs. And at some point, you will be able to kill the different blue mobs. They will break the bubble around the Echo of Fyrakk. And then you want to simply kill the Echo of Fyrakk. It might take a few tries in order to just kill it, but normally this is not something that should be too difficult. And when this is done, as you can see, they will have a cinematic, and then you will be able to complete the quest with Raphian and to finally get your weapon. So this is a pretty long quest line, but again, I think it's really worth it because the weapon in itself is very, very powerful, and also it looks super nice. And keep in mind, you can transmog it on any other characters that can actually use an axe after that, even if you're not actually able to equip it. So this is really something that I think is pretty interesting. The only complaint that I've seen a lot of people having is about all the different materials that you need and the cost for these different materials. So here, if I can provide you with one quick tip, is simply try to wait maybe a little bit, because right now a lot of people have been investing in all these different materials and are trying to sell them for a very, very high price. And so if you just wait a little bit, hopefully you will be able to get all these different materials for less than that. So this is my main recommendation, but if you just want to get the weapon as quickly as possible, and depending on how lucky you are with the drop from Fyrakk, then you can also decide to spend a little bit of gold and get the weapon like that. So that's pretty much it for today's video. I really hope it will help you get this weapon. A big thank you, of course, to Mires and Echo for live streaming everything and allowing us to see how exactly you can get this weapon, and also for Wowhead to put together this really good guide. And by the way, the link will be in the description. I will be back very soon with more guides and more videos, and in the meantime, I wish you all a great day. Bye!